Yeah, there we go. Is it working?
Yeah, I see live rec.
Yeah, that's good.
That's okay.
As you can see, we are wearing Christmas jumper because obviously Christmas is coming. So we can't see you. But obviously, if you do want to wear your Christmas jumper for this webinar, feel free. And, we would be very happy to know about that. So that's it, yeah.
You can also make a photo and post it in LinkedIn and tag us to say,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
sure.
on the Christmas webinar. Do not hesitate.
So as usual, we are just waiting for a few minutes before we get started. So it's 11:02, and let's say that in max 3 minutes, so we will get started. So we are just maybe waiting for latecomers. So if you just want to go grab a coffee before
Or tea.
or tea, obviously, because
tea.
I am drinking
with some milk.
With milk, yeah, that's correct. So you do have time ahead to grab a coffee or a tea before we get started. And as usual, you can't, you can just use the chat, you can't speak, you can't share your screen. That's just something that we can do. So don't worry about that, because that would be too complicated for us to manage. So but if you want to confirm that you can hear us, that you can see the screen with the 2024 Best New Features title, you can use the chat to say that, just to say hello, if you want to say where you're from. And as Killian said, for any questions that you would like to ask about this webinar, about any features, do use the questions section, as we will just have a look at that at the end of the webinar to answer any questions that you may have during the webinar or at the end of the webinar.
You can also say which suite you prefer, mine or Marion's ones or Cyril.
I think obviously mine, but that's it.
No.
Oh, no. With Marion, we have the same cycle.
Yeah.
It's like Black Panther.
Yeah, but I can't show you, but I've got Christmas socks as well. But I can't show
no.
It doesn't count. What's not the theme?
It does because they are the same color as my jumpers. So
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 11:04, so just 1 minute before we go. So last chance to get coffee, tea, and then you can just sit back, relax, and then we just get started with these amazing new features that we are very proud
so much surprise.
Yeah, to tell you about. Yeah, get ready, guys.
We need a little song, waiting song, like on the elevators.
No, that's too late, Killian. It's 5 past. Don't sing, please.
Next time, sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start. I think, let's say that it's time to go.
Okay, let's go. So welcome to this new webinar about the 2024 best new feature of this year. So we will see all our product team sent into to do the tool and the platform with a new feature. So starting today, Marion Landou and Cyril Herbaut and I, who are going to present to you those new features of this year. So what's on the agenda today? The first part is going to be on global navigation and usability feature. The second one is going to be more for administration of sales. So it's more deal with order management. The third part is going to be activity and provider management. So it's more for resource. The fourth part is going to be bank with new module. 5 with mobile app. And the sixth one is going to be partnerships. So some prerequisites on your interface. We have a relevant dataset to explain you all the feature and to highlight them. We also have administrative rights, sorry. It means that we can do anything on the platform. We don't have limits. And our platform is configured according to the feature highlighted on this webinar. So if you have questions about setup or configuration, about the new feature, do not hesitate to use the help center or ask our support. So let's start there, to the infinity and beyond. Let's go to the past.
I'm too excited.
First one. Yeah. First part, global navigation and usability with Marion. Let's go.
Thank you, Killian. So we will start this webinar by introducing the new features related to managing your data through navigation functionalities, particularly on the front end. Indeed, the dashboard and alerts are two functionalities available in the dashboard module, and they enable you to visualize results and summarize key information about your activity through the dashboard and address pending tasks and necessary actions, particularly using alerts. These alerts help you efficiently manage your activities, ensure that your database is up to date, and avoid overlooking any tasks in BoondManager.
Look, Marion, tell me if I'm wrong, but I've been using those features for quite a long time now. Therefore, I'm very curious to find out what's actually new about it. Tell me more.
Yeah, sure. So these alerts functionalities have evolved during this year with changes in several aspects, including this following. The dashboard configuration, your users can now modify, add, and delete alerts pre-configured by the administrator. For example, they can deactivate a default alert. In this alert configuration, there are now two distinct configurations. The first one is from the administrator's perspective in the administration and in the alert section. Administrators can configure alerts to be proposed by default to users. However, users retain the ability to review and adjust the configurations of existing alerts and create new ones. So now from the user's perspective, if you go back to the dashboard and the configuration of them, users can create new alerts and rearrange the display order of alerts using the drag and drop system. Additionally, with these new alerts configurations, the range of alerts type you can create and configure is wider, particularly by leveraging the search features in the module.
Indeed, this is really awesome to have such great new features. And I've heard that we also have very cool new features about the filters. Is that really true, Marion?
That's so true. Speaking of features, new options are now available. For example, if you navigate to the opportunity module via the module bar, opportunities, and filter by time period, you'll find a new feature option, which is the closing date. This allows you to prioritize your needs based on a desired time frame more effectively. To enhance activity tracking, you can now search based on specific types of action, linked or not to the different quads. For instance, it's possible to filter by action types, such as an action created on a specific opportunity, like client presentation. And finally, to further refine your filter results, the time period feature now supports sliding dynamic periods, which is the past, the present, or the future, with granularity such as day, week, month, quarter, semester, or year. This functionality is particularly useful when saving your searches or creating dashboards, ensuring that your data dynamically updates based on the defined period. For example, in a saved search filtering for actions of type client presentation, you can apply the dynamic period feature this month or the last 30 last day. You can apply and save the search. And you can retrieve the relevant actions with just one click.
Wow, that's amazing, Marion. And you know what? I love it. But I am quite curious. We've seen these features for the opportunities module, But wouldn't it be great if they were maybe available in other modules as well?
And that's the case.
Okay.
These functionalities are also available for searches in the candidates, resources, companies, opportunities, project modules, and the CRM contacts. And speaking of CRM, the portfolio management features have also been enhanced. So in the CRM and in a company card, for example, in the Hollywood Corporation, if you go on the Contacts tab, you can now search for contacts using keywords, filters such as type and state to identify key contacts in your CRM accounts and focus on the most relevant CRM contacts. Additionally, bulk editing is now possible for contacts. Complementing these optimized searches, you can now identify the key contacts in your CRM accounts by assigning a contact state that differs from the company state. This state is fully customizable in the interface settings and allows you to highlight the nature of your relationship with each contact. And you can attribute a type to each contact also to define key roles such as decision maker, influencer, or advocate. These enhancements streamline CRM account management, helping you focus on building stronger relationships with your most important contacts. To wrap up the topic of filters, you can now filter positionings in the positionings module based on the state of candidates and resources. This enhancement improves efficiency and enables you more precise management of positionings linked to your opportunities. While we focused heavily on search capabilities, let's now turn to bulk data update. A much anticipated feature introduced this year is the ability to bulk update the states of your positioning. So if you go on an opportunity, for example, Estelle Selfish Project, we love you, Estelle. In the positioning tab, with just one click after selecting the relevant quotes, you can update data in bulk. For instance, when changing the state of an opportunity to one, you can select all positionings associated with that opportunity and bulk update their states to save time. For example, client refusal and add a reason for this state. This functionality is also available for updating the status of resources, streamlining your workflows significantly.
I think that we can say that we've been very spoiled this year. But well, I guess that we certainly deserve it, don't we, Marion? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. And I may be too greedy, but would you have anything else that you could maybe tell us about in this section?
Maybe I have one more surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, with these updates ensuring your data is fully up to date, you can dive into your reporting and analytics sections. A new feature now allows you to compare data across different periods. For example, if you navigate in your main synthesis and check the signed turnover for March 2025, by enabling here the period comparison with the filter, you can directly compare the results with the same months from the previous year, which is March 2024. This capability provides powerful insights for analyzing trends and making informed decisions.
Wow, that's awesome, Marion. We have been spoiled.
Yeah.
Thank you for your explanation. We've realized that we can now better monitoring our health indicator around our business. To do this, we have improved health statue concept. We optimize search and filters, as well as bulk change now available. But how did we do this? It's simply by enhancing the dashboard, but also the alert configuration in the administration or for a manager access. All of this will be possible without our new dynamic filter that perform on the rolling period. Incredible. On the search side, pre-sales has received improvement with contact type, search, and segmentation for the company view. close your date for needs, bulk state change for positioning with an added period comparison on reporting, and more. Everything has been designed to save your time, better analyze your business pipeline, and hit indicator in order to anticipate it and boost your sale activity. Now that we have sell something, let's go to the second part with Cyril, who will introduce you new feature, more financial and managing one.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marion and Killian, for that part. That was really interesting. So now my turn to tell everything about the order management new features that we have released this year. So that's good news because purchase order have undergone a major update. So first, let's take an example in the project modules with what we've done for the fixed price project. And let's take the example of the ultimate CSM offer project. So in the deliveries tab, the various project phases are clearly identified under additional turnover investments with corresponding dates and amounts representing a total signed turnover of 18,000 euros. Okay, so when creating the purchase order for this project by clicking on the plus button, the order turnover of 18,000 euros corresponding to the three phases is pre-filled. Okay, so far so good, that's what we know. But now wait for it. While creating the schedule within this purchase order, you now have the option to reuse the additional revenue exactly as it was initially defined by selecting Retrieve Additional Turnover. As a result, the three phases with billing due dates as defined in the project are ready to be invoiced on the chosen date, totaling 18,000 euros. Isn't that great?
Great.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I know, that's it. Yeah. Okay, that's not it. Now let's have a look at what we've done for the time and material project, so also known as the delegation of skills project. So for this example, let's take another project, which is the Glorious Worldwide Tech Dev project. And let's then, let me go there, open the project. Okay, and let's have a look at the billing tab where we actually have all the orders for the clients. So what can we do there? So the monthly invoice settings now offer a great deal of order flexibility that we didn't have before, including you can now attach timesheets as invoice appendices, whether signed or not. So if a client doesn't require a signed timesheet, but you wish to provide a summary of the month consumption activity, simply enable the option Attach Timesheets without selecting Ask the client to sign a timesheet. If signed timesheets are required, you can track their status directly in post-production as indicated when hovering the question mark, as right now. Okay, something else that we have as a new feature is to better handle the expense. So by enabling the option Merge Expenses into one line in the purchase order, you can now choose to group all billable expenses into one single line on your invoice. And also, by selecting Attach Receipts for expenses, you can more easily deal with billable expenses and attach all related receipts to the invoice email. In this case, BoondManager will retrieve the relevant receipts to include them in the email along with the invoice.
Perfect.
Okay, I've got something else, obviously, which is about creating a single PDF for invoices and appendices. That was, a highly requested feature this year. So how can you do that? So to create a single PDF combining the invoice and its appendices like timesheets, expenses receipts, etc., enable the option Merge Attachments into the invoice PDF file, and then you can, on top of that, use the emailing application to send invoices seamlessly directly from BoondManager, eliminating the need for manual adjustments. That's really awesome. To illustrate this, let's open an invoice that we have on this project. There we go. And then we'll see that, along with the invoice, if we scroll down, we will see here the timesheet attached directly with the invoice, ready to be sent to the clients. That's great. We love that. Okay, one final thing, because it's never enough. We also have now mass updating for the order states. So for the administration of sales team who often chase after purchases, order, and manage their follow-up, here is a bonus feature to help keep your interface up to date. So if you go to the billing module, order subtab, here let's say that I'm just selecting a few of my orders, I can directly bulk update the statuses of your order when you are here in the right section. That's really convenient. These enhancements really save time and ensure your interface remains accurate and well organized.
Well, this definitely makes me want to become an administration of sales with all that kind of changes. Let's move to the recap for this dense section. Thanks to Cyril, we saw that this year order management has not been overlooked. This allows us to improve concept around schedule table, which is now more user-friendly. You also have monthly order configuration that's saving you times, and again, bulk changes that will keep you data up to date. And how, you may ask? Well, by using the reuse function for add turnover directly from the schedule date, the ability to modify your monthly purchase order by requesting signature, adding timesheets to invoice, merging rebilled expense into a single line with supporting document attached, adding recurring email to the contact billing details, and also PDF merging to meet your client need, with the added bonus of bulk order archiving. Phew, that's more that you could ask for, especially considering this will significantly improve the administration of sales role by reducing error, preventing omission, saving time in the processes, and streamlining the communication of important information within teams. This is on fire. Now let's move to the activity management with the key features surrounding our resource. And who better than Marion to talk about it? Let's go, long girl.
Thank you, Killian. So after these magnificent new features on the order section presented by the fabulous Cyril, the next step is for your consultant to log in and record their activities so you can invoice them. So if you go on Administration and Manager and Role section in the Role tab, Boon now allows you to deploy an intranet tailor to the types of your collaborators, employees, freelancers, and subcontractors. Each role has its own modules that can be enabled or disabled based on your preferences: time tracking, expense reports, absence requests, and invoice submission. You can assign these at any time by going on the resource profile and clicking on the gear icon at the top right. So let's go on the resource card of Nabila Travail, for example. In the gear icon at the top right, select the desired intranet type, save it, and that's it. So now that resources have access to what you want on their intranet, they can use it to, among other things, enter their time. At your level, once the time entries are recorded, always remember to validate them. By the way, if you haven't seen it yet, you can now bulk validate timesheets and absence requests. See, if you go on Activities and Expenses module in the Approval section, you can filter according to your settings and select the checkboxes of the timesheets and absences you want to validate. If you click on the pencil icon at the bottom and start the bulk validation process. Obviously, trust does not execute control, and so we strongly recommend checking the contents of the timesheets before proceeding to this stage. To wrap up this section, note that expense reports haven't been left behind this year. You can now filter by their payment status. Still in the Activity and Expenses module in the Expense Reports view, you can open your filters and go to Payment. You can select a status and apply it to find out all the related expense reports.
Those new features really are a game changer. That's wonderful. And on top of that, I've been told that we've also released great features regarding our freelancers. And I can't wait for you to let us know everything about it. Marion, go on.
Yeah, absolutely. This year, we've also pampered our freelancers by allowing them to use a single Boon Manager account to connect to multiple workspaces. So as a multiple user, like for example, an external resource, you can go to your first name at the top and select Switch Workspace. This will open a pop-up where you can select the different workspaces you can access. But that's not all. No need to switch tools anymore. You can now directly upload your invoices through your intranet, provided the My Invoice module is activated. This allows you to centralize everything in Boon, simplifying payment tracking and streamlining the transfer of information from freelancers to the administration of sales. So from your intranet, you click on My Invoices, drag and drop your invoice into the dedicated area, and adjust the detail, change the status, and you're all set.
Excuse me for my English, but what the fox? This is such a major evolution. Now you are seeing that external resource of any type can now submit their purchase invoice. You guys are lucky because we already have a webinar dedicated on this subject. So let me push you some links. Here you're gonna have a links to this webinar if you want to go there. Hop, add to the session. You will see the link on your platform, so you can click on it and see later this webinar.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the link is on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a very
Perfect.
good webinar.
Yeah.
I don't know who made it.
I don't remember.
I
Maybe
don't
the same
remember.
team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
I think. So this is unbelievable. So I propose to recap this part, and thanks again, Marion Landou. So to close this part, we focus our development for resource and consultants on three main areas. First, simplify access to intranet on the platform and configure the modules, while emphasizing quick management of the activity and also the payment request for our dear external consultant with their invoices. It's simple here. We create new role, new filter, mass validation, and the opportunity for externals to submit their invoices, which directly feed into your project cost and your payment process, thanks to a brand new provider invoice module. Well, that's not all when it comes to a new module. Cyril, can you tell us more? I think the financial teams are waiting for you, so let's go moving to the part for bank mode.
Absolutely. I've got a great surprise for you. For those of you who've not heard of it yet. So we are super excited to introduce bank reconciliation, one of the most requested features from our users. Thanks to the hard work of our development and product teams, this game-changing functionality is now available in BoondManager. With this new feature, you can actually connect your bank account to BoondManager, saving valuable time by reconciling your incoming payments with your invoices directly in the platform. To get started, what you will need to do is to add a banking establishment and the associated account through your administration section of BoondManager. This setup is completed via our trusted partner Parents, and it's very, very easy to do. It's actually 3 steps. Use the Parents platform to secretly connect your bank account. Second step, once connected, you will be redirected back to BoondManager. And then third step, the selected banking establishment in its account will appear in the bank connection module within BoondManager. This feature has been designed to simplify payment tracking by enabling seamless reconciliation of credited transactions with the sales invoices. It will help you quickly identify unpaid invoices, payment errors, or balance discrepancies. Okay, enough talking. So let's have a look at a short video as an example to actually show you how it works. Okay, so let's get the video ready. So in the bank module, you will see all transactions from your connected accounts. If we have a look at this amount of 1,165 euros, I will just need to click on the reconcile icon to be redirected to the billing module and more precisely to the invoices. A pre-filter has been applied corresponding to the amount of the transaction. Thanks to this, I can simply identify the invoice. What I need to do is to select the invoice corresponding to this transaction and click on reconcile. A pop-up will show up on the screen and the payment amount field has been pre-populated. The invoice state after reconciliation field and the transaction state after reconciliation fields have been pre-selected as well. Reconcile a payment by clicking on the confirm button. And now we are redirected to the bank module. Let's click on the reconcile transaction. I can see that it's linked to my invoice and that all the fields are correctly filled. And that's it. Your reconciliation is now complete.
Thank you, Cyril. How can I recap this part? Do you know? Let's Marion Landou take the floor to the sixth part now with mobile app.
Thank you. So the mobile app also received its share of new features. If you're not already using it, don't hesitate to install it. It's available on mobile operating systems like Android and iOS. As a reminder, this app allows you to stay informed with notifications. You'll receive real-time updates on the approval or rejections of your expense requests, expense reports, or timesheets. Save time. Thanks to the OCR technology, you can take pictures of your expense receipt and create the associated expense reports effortlessly. Simplify your processes. Easily attach all supporting documents to your requests by uploading them or simply taking a picture. Stay on track by being notified through reminders for completing and validating your timesheets or any pending documents. And super bonus, as a manager, you have the option to activate number recognition, and that's quite awesome.
Thanks for that super reminder, Marion, regarding the mobile application. I now can't wait to hear what's actually new about it this year. Tell us more.
Yes, so as of this year, you can also stay updated on your company corporate news through the digital workplace application available with the mobile. Report exceptional activities like on-call duties while logging on your time directly on mobile. As managers, you can now use the new edit menu on profiles, providing a quick link to the web version of the profile, or even create commercial actions from your car or from anywhere you want by activating your phone's microphone. No more lost information, since you can quickly save your notes. And that's a real time saver when it comes to create your sales actions, even when you're not at your office.
Yes, that's correct. And use your mobile and the app to save time and stay tuned on BoondManager with all activity and pre-sales module. But how can it be possible without a good team? Boons know that to answer all your client need, we will need a strong and powerful road team to win this one. Let's introduce our new partnership with Cyril. Go ahead with the last part, new partnership.
A big thank you to you, Marion, for this truly fascinating part on the major update delivered in 2024 for our amazing Android and iOS mobile application. As Killian just said, this year, we are also very proud to highlight new partnerships we have established with quality players in the market. The first one that we would like to shine a spotlight on is Woobi, which is a dedicated software to the consultant experience. It actually helps support them while strengthening their sense of belonging to your IT services company. Woobi allows you to create customized journeys and guide a collaborator through every key stage: pre-boarding, onboarding, cross-boarding, off-boarding, and also, big surprise, long-boarding. But that's not for everyone. If you would like to learn all the details about this, we have a fantastic webinar in French dedicated to this partnership, and we will be happy to share the link with you in this conversation. For our non-French speaking friends, you can easily activate subtitles on YouTube and request automatic and live translations in multiple languages. It's very convenient. Okay, we actually have another partnership that we would like to talk about is with Ringover. That one is also very important to us. But what's the benefit of having Ringover on Boon Manager? It allows you to automate certain manual and time-consuming tasks, helping your teams save valuable time. How? First, you can make calls with a single click from Boon Manager. Using Ringover's click-to-call feature, no need to manually dial numbers anymore. Secondly, you can handle new calls more efficiently by seeing key contact information from Boon Manager directly in your Ringover application. Therefore, your teams can quickly manage each call while offering a more personalized and seamless experience. Thirdly, you can access your conversation history in Boon Manager without manual input. All calls, along with the notes, tags, and recordings, are automatically logged in Boon Manager. Fourthly, keep your contact directory up to date. With contact synchronization, your phone directory and Boon Manager contact list are always current, even on mobile. Okay, a third partnership that we actually are happy to speak about is with Meloyo. Meloyo allows you to connect your Boon Manager to Power BI, and we all know that precise business management is an undeniable competitive advantage. This will enable full control over operation management. Therefore, thanks to this application, available obviously in our marketplace, you can transform raw data into actionable insight and benefit from expert assistance in creating your control dashboards. Okay, and the last partnership that we want to talk about and that we are very thrilled to talk about is Cockpit, one of our newest partnerships in 2024 that we are extremely proud of. With this collaboration, you can leverage conversational intelligence to boost the performance of your IT services company. And here are two flagship features you will have access to through this partnership. The first one is to transform every interaction into strategic data. Cockpit connects all your video conferencing tools such as Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, Ringover to your Boon CRM to automatically capture and analyze exchanges. After each meeting, Cockpit generates clear and structured deliverables, including personalized summaries, relevant extract and valuable data, such as key points, objection-raised, strategic insight, and automated CRM actions, seamlessly integrated into Boon Manager. By automating these tasks, sales team can focus entirely on their conversations while benefiting from immediate and meaningful CRM enrichment. And then the second flagship feature is the real-time insight into commercial and HR performance. For executive and managers, Cockpit's integration with Boon Manager provides an unparalleled overview of commercial performance and market trends. Using Cockpit's analytics, decision makers can actually identify the most discussed topics with client and prospects. They can spot recurring objections and adapt their strategies. They can also track critical stages in the sales cycle, discovery, negotiation, closing, etc. And finally, they can evaluate candidates using data-driven insight that reduce human biases. Those actionable insights allow for refining commercial strategies and aligning decisions with reliable and measurable data.
That's just the beginning. We have even more surprise for you in the store, for you in the term of partnership, or as well for our tool. Our project owner are on fire. The whole team is so excited about this year 2025. Boon Manager will take it in a row. By concluding this year, we also want to take some minutes to thank all the webinar team. Indeed, we are changing the format for this year. As a result, you will see new players involved. I wanted to take this moment to thank everyone who has brought this webinar to this level over years. 53 webinars, and we have the honor of closing this old format together, all of three of us. A big thank you, a special thank you to Deborah, Lucy, Loic, Paola, and you, Cyril, for the English format. But also thank you to all the Boon coaches who took the time and the energy to keep up with the monthly rhythm of those webinars. None of this will be have been possible without the overflowing desire to help and support our client. Watching you evolve with our tool, and it's our greatest satisfaction. So thank you for your loyalty. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Cyril. Now
Thank
let's
you.
answer the last webby questions.
That's very well said, Killian. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Killian.
everyone. So, what we have on question here?
Do we have any question?
Oh.
For now, we do not have any question asked.
Oh, yeah?
I think, obviously the presentation was so clear that maybe people do not have questions, which is understandable. I think that's
it was very easy to understand, and our English was fluent, completely fluent.
And also we are happy to remind you that everything that we actually presented today is somewhere in the knowledge base, because every time we actually release a new feature, it's always documented with a video, sometimes webinar, just with articles in the knowledge base. So obviously, if you need to have more information about anything and any features, you go to when you are on the interface, you click on the question mark, then you go to the knowledge base in Zendesk, and you have everything which is there. So that's good to know if you didn't know that. Oh, and we have thanks from Gonzalo, which is it was very useful. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Okay, so I think that maybe we have no questions. That's that's it.
That's it. So thank you for your participation. See you soon, and have a nice end of the year.
Yeah, end of year celebration, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.